Now let us see. Already we have discussed some model. 1 by what show that 1 by root 2 is irrational. 8 plus root 5 is irrational. 3 minus 2 root 6 is irrational. So this type of sums we have discussed in the previous class. Now what we are going to discuss? Already what we observe here? Here we are observing only one root is there here. So whenever one root is there, we directly solve the sums. Now what we are going to discuss? Whenever two roots are present, that means whenever two numbers have roots, how to solve the type of sums. For example, show that root 3 plus root 5 is irrational. Okay, we have to show that here root 3 plus root 7 is irrational. How to solve this type of sums? Here we are observing two roots. Two numbers have roots. So what we have to do whenever two numbers have roots, that means this is an irrational number, this is an irrational number. Then we have to do squaring on both sides. Remember, whenever two irrational numbers are given here like this, two roots are there, we have to do squaring on both sides. In the before sums and yesterday sums, there are no two roots. That's why we did not need squaring on both sides. Okay. Again, what we will do? First we will think. Let us think. Let root 3 plus root 7 is rational. It is not a irrational number. Let us we will think like that. Okay. Then root 3 plus root 7 is in the form of p by q, where p and q are co-primes. Where p and q are co-primes. Okay. So what we have to do? Squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. Root 3 plus root 7 whole square is equal to p by q whole square. Now here squaring on both sides means this side also we have to do squaring, this side also we have to do squaring. Now it is in the form of a plus b whole square. What is the formula of a plus b whole square? A plus b whole square formula is a square plus b square plus 2ab. This is the formula of a plus b whole square. A value how much you write? This is the form of a plus b whole square. A value is root 3, b value is root 7. Now a square, a value root 3 square, b value root 7. For this also square, b square plus 2 into a into b. 2 into a value root 3 into b value root 7 is equal to p by q whole square means what? For p also square is there, for q also square is there. P square by q square. Square and root will be cancelled, square and root will be cancelled. That means what is left here? 3 plus 7 plus 2 root 3 7 how much? Here we have a formula. Root a into root b. What is the value of root a into b? Root a into root b. Root a into b. In the same way, root 3 into root 7. Root 3 into root 7. How much? Root 3 into 7. 3 7 how much? 21. So here also you have to write root 3 into root 7 value. 3 into 7, 21 is equal to p square by q square. Now we can add these two, but we cannot add this one because this is under root 21 is there. So these two are say 3 plus 7 we can say. 3 plus 7 is 10. 10 plus 2 root 21 is equal to p square by q square. Here we cannot say 10 plus 2 root 21 is equal to 12 root 21. Why? Because these two are unlike terms. Then we can add these two. For example, here also 10 root 21 is there, plus here also 2 root 21 is there, means both are like terms because root 21 is there. Then we can write it as 12 root 21. But here 10 plus 2 root 21 is there. That means these two are unlike terms. When there are unlike terms, we cannot add. So you have to leave like that. Now what we have to do from this onwards, already you done before sum. In the same way you have to do. When plus 10 is transposed to that side, it becomes minus 10 by 1 because 10 means 10 by 1. Now 2 root 21 is equal to, what is the LCM of q square and 1? Q square. In q square how many times? 1 time. So 1 into p square. In one table q square times. So you have to write q square into 10 q square. Okay, p square minus 10 q square by q square. We cannot subtract these two because these two are unlike terms. Because here p square is there, here q square is there. Different variables are there. We cannot subtract. Now this is what we have to show last. Only one irrational number should be there. That means under root only one number should be present. But here 2 is there. These two also we have to shift to that side. This is 2 into root 21. When into 2 transposed to that side, it becomes by 2 p square minus 10 q square by into 2 transposed to that side, it becomes by 2. By 2 means down you have to write. Here already q square is there, that's why you write as it is. Did you understand? Now here only one number is left under root. So here this one is there. So our process completed. Now what we have to see? This is an irrational number because under root 21 is not a perfect square. Here this is a rational number because p and q are integers. In the place of p and q, you take any integer and you substitute the value. What do you get? You get a rational number as the result. That means here LHS is irrational. What is LHS? Irrational. RHS is rational. That means LHS and RHS are not equal. So I have to write LHS is irrational. RHS is rational. RHS is rational. So this is wrong because rational number and irrational numbers never equal. This is contradiction. What is meant by contradiction? False. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. False. Our assumption is false. That means what we thought, that is false. What we thought that it is a rational number. That means it is false. If it is false, it is a irrational number. Therefore, root 3 plus root 7 is an irrational number. Did you understand, children, how to solve this type of sums? First of all, you have to think that it is a rational number. If it is a rational number, it is in the form of p by q. Then you do squaring on both sides. Apply the formula a plus b whole square. Transpose the terms to that side. And at last, you have to do like this. Okay. Next, we will solve same type of sum. But what I will do, I will keep here minus sign. Show that root 5 minus root 7 is irrational. This is the given question. Let us assume that let root 5 minus root 7 is rational number. Let us assume that it is a rational number. If it is a rational number, then what will happen? Then root 5 minus root 7 is equal to what? P by Q. What is P and Q? Where P comma Q are co-primes. Where P comma Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. Now what we have to do? Two roots are there. So what we have to do? If two roots are there, we have to do squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. So do squaring on both sides. Root 5 minus root 7 whole square is equal to P by Q whole square. It is in the form of A minus B whole square. Already we know the formula of A minus B whole square. What is the formula of A minus B whole square? A square plus B square minus 2AB. Now what is the value of A? A value is root 5. B value is root 7. So apply the formula A minus B whole square. A square, A value root 5 square. B value root 7 square minus 2 into root 5 into root 7 is equal to P by Q whole square. P square by Q square. Now square and root will be cancelled. Square and root will be cancelled. 5 is left. 7 is left. Minus 2 into root 5 into root 7. So what we have to do? Root A into root B. Root A into B. That means root 5 into 7. 35 is equal to P square by Q square. Now add 5 plus 7 how much? 12. 12 minus 2 root 35 is equal to P square by Q square. Now you transpose, this is plus 12. Plus 12 you transpose to that side, it becomes minus 12. Minus 2 root 35 is equal to P square by Q square. Plus 12 if you transpose to that side becomes minus 12. So minus 12 can be written as 12 by 1. Minus 2 root 35. What is the LCM of Q square and 1? Q square. Q square same there. It is 1 time it is divisible because Q square by Q square. How many times? 1 time. So 1 into P square. How much? P square. Minus in one table Q square how many times? Q square times. So Q square into 12. 12 Q square. Okay. Now you see here this is minus 2. When it is transposed to that side it becomes plus 2. Like that you see. But that is not correct. This is not minus 2. This is minus 2 into root 35. That means into minus 2. When into minus 2 transposed to that side, it becomes by minus 2. That means negative integer we are transposed to that side. It is into negative integer. That means it is transposed to that side. Means it becomes by P square minus 12Q square by minus 2Q square. That means into minus 2 transpose that side becomes by minus 2. Already Q square is present in the denominator. So have to write Q square. Now we have left only one number. So completed. So what is LHS? It is not a perfect square. If it is not a perfect square, it is an irrational number. Here LHS is irrational. LHS is irrational. And you see what is RHS? P and Q are integers. Integers means you substitute in the place of P and Q any value, again you get the result as a rational number. So RHS is rational. RHS is rational. Here RHS is rational, RHS is rational. Both are not equal. So what is this is contradiction. It should not be like this. This is contradiction. Our assumption is false. Our assumption is false means what we thought that is false. If it is false, what we thought root 5 minus root 7 is rational number. That is false. Therefore, root 5 minus root 7 is an irrational number. Is an irrational number. Did you understand? What you have to do? You have to do square root 1 whole square. You have to apply the formula A minus B whole square and you have to solve like this. This type of sums are very important for 4 marks. Very important. So you have to solve this type of sums, model sums. You have to solve it. You can create your own examples. You can create your own sums. Very important. Next, last one model is there. That one we have to say. Prove that root 11 is irrational. Here directly root 11 is given, but before what we done 1 by root 11 like that we done. So that's why we done easily. What we done before 1 by root 2 given means we done p by q, and we reversed this one, directly we got. But here not like that. Directly root 11 is given. This type of sum is also very important for 4 marks. So directly whenever under root any non-perfect square is given means how to solve this sum. Okay. So what we have to do? Let root 11 is root. Let root 11 is rational. Let us think that it is a rational number. If it is a rational number, then root 11 is equal to p by q. It is in the form of p by q, where p and q are co-primes. Where p comma q are co-primes. What is the meaning of co-primes? Co-primes means they should not be divisible in any table other than 1. For example, you take 3 by 5. 3 by 5 are not divisible in the same table. They are divisible only in one table. If it is such, these are called co-primes. What is 4 by 6? 4 by 6. That means these two are divisible in one table and two tables also. That's why these are not co-primes. Next. Before going to discuss this sum, we have one theorem. What is that theorem? Let us just watch. We will see that theorem. If p is a prime number, take p is any prime number. Okay, before going to that, first we will discuss this theorem, later we will start the sum. What is the theorem? If p is a prime number, any prime number you can say, if p divides a square, then p divides a, where a is a positive integer. Where a is a positive integer. What is the theorem? You take any one prime number. P is any one prime number. If p divides a square, you take the value of a anything. Let us take the value of a as 2. Okay. Then what is the value of a square? A square means what? 2 square. 2 square value is 4. You take p any prime number. I am taking the value of p as 2. 2 is a prime number. You see, p divides a square or not? That means we have to take a square by p. What is the value of a? A square 4 by p value 2. It is divisible or not? How many times it is divisible? 2 times. It is exactly divisible 2 times. That means p divides a square. Then p divides a also. You see? That means you check a by p. A value is 2. P value is 2. 2 by 2 how much? 1. Let us take another example. I am taking a value as 3. Then a square value how much? 9. 3 square is 9. Now I am taking the prime number p as 3. Prime number. Now you see p divides a square, because p divides a square means you have to write a square by p. A square value 9 by 3. In 9 table 3 how many? In 3 table 9 how many times? 3 3 is 9. So it is divisible, exactly divisible. That means p divides a square here. Then p divides a also. What is a here? 3. You see 3 by 3. How much? 1. That is the theorem. This theorem we are going to use in that sum. Okay. Now you see. Prove that root 11 is irrational. What is very important is sum. Prove. Let root 11 is rational. Let us think that it is a rational number. Then root 11 is equal to a by b. Otherwise you can write p by q. It is in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are co-primes. Where P and Q are co-primes. Already I told co-primes means that should not have any common factor other than 1. Now what we have to do? Squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. This type of sum we have to do squaring on both sides. I am doing squaring. Root 11 is equal to P by Q. Squaring on both sides means what we have to do? Here also square will be there. Here also square will be there. Now square and root will be cancelled. What is that here? 11. 11 is equal to, for P also square is there. For Q also square is there. Now by Q square transpose to the side, it becomes into Q square is equal to P square. This is equation 1. It will be useful for us. Okay. Now into 11 transpose to this side, it becomes by 11. What is the meaning of this? 11 divides P square. What is 11? 11 is a prime number. If any prime number divides P square, then it divides the square of any particular number. It divides the number also. So already I told you theorem. If P is a prime number, if P divides A square, then P divides A also. So in the same way, here 11 is a prime number. 11 divides P square. Then 11 divides P also. Okay. Next. This one we have to keep like this. Next, what we have to do? If 11 divides P, that means P is in the form of 11A. What is P? P is in the form of 11A. A means any positive integer you take. If 11 divides P, then it should be a multiple of 11. Okay, P should be a multiple of 11. 11 1 is 11, 11 2 is 22, 11 3 is 33, 11 4 is 44, then only it is divisible. So, P is equal to 11. Then what will happen? Then you do squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. P square is equal to 11A whole square. What is P square? Already know what is P square. P square means 11 into Q square. That one you write in the place of P square. What is P square? 11 into Q square is equal to, for 11 also square is there. That means 11 into 11, 121. For A also square is there, A square. Since P square is equal to 11Q square. This is from equation 1. Okay. Now 11 into 11Q square is equal to 121 A square. Now into 11 transpose to that side, it becomes by 11. Into 11 transpose to that side becomes by 11. In 11 table 121 how many times? 11 times. So Q square is equal to 11A square. Now into 11 transpose to this side, 11 into A square means what? Into 11. Transpose to the side becomes by 11 is equal to A square. What is the meaning of this? 11 divides Q square. Then 11 divides Q also according to the theorem. Here what we have to write? 11 divides Q square. Then 11 divides Q. Okay. Here what we got? 11 divides P. 11 divides Q. That means P and Q both are divisible in 11 table. But what are their conditions? First, P and Q are co-primes. What is the meaning of co-primes? Co-primes means they should not be divisible in any table other than 1. But what we got? We got P is divisible in 11 table, Q is divisible in 11 table. If both are divisible in any table other than 1, they are not co-primes. So what we thought, that is wrong. So this is contradiction. This is contradiction. Why this is contradiction? Because P and Q are co-primes. Because P and Q are co-primes. Co-primes means what? They should not be divisible in any table other than 1. This is contradiction because P and Q are co-primes. But here we are getting both are divisible in 11 table. Okay. Therefore, our assumption is false. What we thought, that is false. Our assumption is false. What we thought, root 11 is a rational number. If it is not a rational number, it is an irrational number. Therefore, root 11 is an irrational number. Is an irrational number. Did you understand, children? This type of sums are very, very important for 4 marks. Same way will be another sum. Same sum. Whenever you want to try the under the root, you keep any prime number and you can solve different types of sums. Okay. Prove that root 13 is irrational. Prove that root 13 is irrational. Okay. Proof. Let what we will take first. Root 13 is a rational number. It is a rational number. If it is a rational number, then root 13 is in the form of P by Q. What is P and Q? Where P and Q are co-primes. Where P and Q are co-primes. Okay. What we have to do? Squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. Do squaring on both sides. Root 13 square is equal to P by Q whole square. Square and root will be cancelled. 13 is equal to P square by Q square. Now by Q square transpose to this side, it becomes into Q square is equal to T square. Q square is equal to T square by 13. Into 13 transpose to that side becomes by 13. That means 13 divides P square. Then 13 divides P also. According to our theorem, if any prime number, that means here 13 is a prime number. If any prime number divides the square of a particular number, then it divides the particular number also. So, here 13 divides P square. Then 13 divides P. Okay, 13 divides P. If 13 divides P square, then P is in the form of 13A because when it is divisible, if it is a multiple of 13, so P is equal to 13A because P 13 divides P, then P should be the multiple of 13. 13 in the place of A, keep 1, 13 1 is 13, 13 2 is 26, 13 3 is 39. So all are divisible by P. Now do squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. P is equal to 13A. Do squaring on both sides like this. Okay. Now P square is equal to, for 13 also square is there, for A also square is there. P square is equal to 13 square means how much? 169 A square. Already we know what is P square, 13 Q square. In the place of P square, what we have to write? 13 into Q square. 169 A square. Why? Since from 1, P square is equal to 13 Q square. Now into 13 transpose to that side, it becomes by 13. In 13 table 169 how many times? In 13 table 169 13 times. Okay. So Q square is equal to 13 A square. Now 13 A square means what? 13 into A square. So into 13 transpose to this side, it becomes by 13. Now here 13 divides q square. If 13 divides q square, then 13 divides q also. According to our theorem, if any prime number divides the square of a particular number, it divides that particular number also. So here 13 divides q square. Then 13 divides q. Then 13 divides q. So here p is divisible in 13 table, q is also divisible in 13 table. Both p and q are divisible in 13 table. But what I told, p and q are co-primes. If they are co-primes, they should not be divisible in any table other than 1. But what we got, p is divisible in 13 table and q is also divisible in 13 table. Okay. So this is contradiction because they should not be divisible in any table. But we got p and q are divisible in 13 table. So this is contradiction. This is contradiction. Why this is contradiction? This is contradiction since p and q are co-primes. This is contradiction because p and q are co-prime. That's why they should not be divisible in any table. Okay, but here we got both are divisible in 13 table. Our assumption is wrong. What we thought, that is wrong. Our assumption is false. Therefore, what is our assumption? We thought that root 13 is a rational number. So it is false. If it is not a rational number, compulsory it is a irrational number. Therefore, root 13 is an irrational number. It is an irrational number. Did you understand, children? How to solve these sums? Okay. So this type of sums are very important for 4 marks. In exercise 1.4, in first Roman, second and fifth sums are based on this model, and second bit also based on this model. You have to do the sums as homework. Not only that sums, you have to create the sums in your own and you have to solve because this exercise is very important for 4 marks. Okay, thank you.